They say they saw the 18-year-old suspect, Simon White, walk through the restaurant wearing a mask moments before the violence began.
The gentleman was sitting in his car waiting for his wife at the Crafty Crab, waiting while she was picking up food for them when this all took place.
The victim came face to face with a criminal when a masked man got into his car attempting a carjacking. The victim pulled out his gun right away.
The victim shot back at the suspect, and then eventually he fled and went to another local business right up the street.
The suspect falling in front of the Tire Kingdom next door and taken to a nearby hospital with a gunshot wound. Tonight, police say this case serves as a warning about safety.
It's important to check your surroundings, be a little bit more vigilant. Even if you're sitting in the car by yourself, it's good to still lock the doors just to keep yourself safe from anyone just even attempting to open the door.
There are a few things that infuriate me more than carjackers. Home invasions are the only contender. However, both situations exploit your vulnerability, but I'd argue you're at an even greater disadvantage when you're in your car. At least in a home invasion, you've got some semblance of home court advantage. You can retreat to different rooms, grab a larger firearm, or maybe even get a heads up if an alarm goes off or a window shatters. In your car, you're basically sitting in a steel coffin, and your only real advantage is reacting so quickly it throws the attacker off. That's likely what happened here, and you know what? Good for the defender. But it makes me wonder, how many of us actually think about how we get to our guns during a carjacking? A lot of us carry daily and get kind of complacent, assuming we'll be standing up and see the threat coming and have time to draw and respond. But what if you're sitting in your car waiting on a drive-through order and out of nowhere someone jumps in, shoves a gun in your face and says, "Give me your car or else"? How are you carrying? Appendix, 3 o'clock? Is your gun jammed under your seatbelt, practically glued to your body? And here's the real kicker. How many people actually practice drawing from a seated position in their car? I've done it, and I'm gonna tell you, it's not smooth, it's not pretty, and it's definitely not easy. Sometimes when I pull into my garage, I'll unload my gun and run a few dry fire drills from different positions just to see how long it takes to access my firearm. These aren't things most people think about until it's too late. This couple probably didn't anticipate defending themselves from a carjacker that day. One minute you're ready to chow down on food, and the next someone's sticking a gun in your face. That's the randomness of life. And while you can't control it, you can prepare for it. It won't be perfect, it never is. But preparation, training, and the right mindset can give you a fighting chance. As law-abiding citizens carrying firearms for self-defense, we have one critical advantage, and that's the element of surprise. Criminals often act with a sense of entitlement, assuming they have the upper hand, and in many ways they do. But that overconfidence leads to sloppiness. If you can react quickly or decisively and in a way they don't expect, you can flip the script in seconds. Getting to that level of readiness, however, requires more than just carrying a gun. It requires thinking through realistic scenarios. Not Hollywood fantasies where everything goes perfectly, but messy, chaotic situations where nothing happens as you imagine. Mental preparation and training can turn the element of surprise into your greatest weapon, and I think a lot of people undervalue that. But that's also why I make these videos, not only just to highlight the fact that so many people use their guns in self-defense on a daily basis, and not necessarily to scare people into paranoia, but to shake us out of the complacent mindset. I'm not saying you need to live on high alert 24/7, because that's freaking impossible. But keeping the realities of these situations in the back of your mind, even subconsciously, can give you an edge if you ever face them. Preparation doesn't make you paranoid, it makes you ready. And when seconds matter, readiness is everything. But see, the whole self-defense thing doesn't end when the threat is stopped. There's this whole legal aftermath that can be just as critical, can be just as chaotic, can be just as crazy, and can be just as stressful, if not in some case, almost worse. Not everyone lives in a gun-friendly state, and you never know if the judge, prosecutor, or the responding officer will support your actions or hold anti-2A biases. And this is why it's essential to prepare legally, not just physically. And that's why USCCA is a sponsor of this channel, because it offers one of the best self-defense insurance programs available. They provide not only legal coverage, but also resources and training to help you handle self-defense situations. So whether you carry daily or keep a firearm at home, I highly recommend checking out USCCA. Or if you decide not to go with USCCA at all, I recommend that you get something. Go to one of the competitors. I'd rather you go to one of the competitors versus not have anything at all. So I'm going to put a link in the description section if you want to check out more about USCCA, but I'm also going to put another link in the description section for my shop.mrcolionnoir.com store, because right now we're having our annual Christmas holiday sale where you get 15% off everything when you use the code Defend America. That means you get 15% off our hats, our shirts, our drinkware, our hoodies, you name it. And also, you'll also get 15% off of my favorite wireless Bluetooth in-ear hearing protection, the AKT1 Blackouts, which allow you to listen to music and take a phone call while you're at the range shooting and still protect your hearing. And also, you'll get 15% off of the flip lock residential version as well. The same lock that I actually shot with an AR-15, and it's adopted. So hit the 2 links in the description section so you can take advantage of the 15% off sale and also to learn more about USCCA. One thing's for certain and 2 things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.